girl, Samaya Trades, back with another video. And this one is really exciting because this was actually just last night when I caught these 3 trades that made me pretty much $3,000, 2,900, I don't know, something, right? I'll put the exact number. Made 2,900 last night. And I'm going to show you guys the exact trades that I took. I'm going to show you guys why I entered, what my analysis was, and we're going to back test this so you guys can kind of see the process candle by candle, what I was thinking, why I was thinking that, and why I was also so confident that this was going to go in my direction. It did. Okay. So with that being said, before we get into it, don't forget to follow my personal Instagram and the Instagram for Finally Funded. If you're not already in my free Discord, go ahead and check the description so you can click that link, go directly to the Discord, and join us next Thursday or this coming Thursday, depending on when you're seeing this. You're probably going to see this video on Friday. So this coming Thursday, we are going to have this will be our second at the time that this comes out, our second live trading session. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And what else? I think that's it for now. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into it, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and don't mind the smoke that you're seeing. I have a really gorgeously smelling incense burning next to me. Okay. Let's get into it. So I already have it up. So these 3 trades took place across UJ, GJ, and gold. Those were the 3, okay? And I'll insert, if I can, like screenshots or like a screen recording of what I was seeing, what was happening, and how the trade was just, continuing to build, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take my watch list off and just kind of have this really like full screen for you guys, so you guys can really get up close and personal with the market with me. All right, so let's get into it. So first things first, okay? It was so bullish and shot through all of these pivot levels. I think that was one of the first things that I noticed. I was just like, okay, all this momentum came, right? It's just straight momentum too. This is the 30-minute. I'll come down to the 15-minute. Even on the 15-minute, like no pullback, like straight momentum from the start of the trend to the very end. So literally, you guys, the trend started here. Trend started here, okay? And if you guys can see, I'm going to like do my best to point out every little detail. This is my pivot level. Okay. So it's sitting so nicely, right? It broke this. What did I have here? This is the 700. Yeah. Broke the 700 odd flat level. Okay. Broke it, right? Rejection off this 50 level. Okay. Nothing too crazy there. Pulled back. Where did it pull back to? You guys, exactly to the pivots. Okay. Once it gathered up all its momentum right in this area, directly after its pullback, this is a 15-minute, you guys, and look how clean this is, okay? I really want to like point out all of these things because it matters. So pulled back, and it didn't have a lot of, consolidation here, or didn't wick around too much or do any of that. Pulled back and had its shot all the way up with no hesitation, right? So pulled all the way back, 15-minute candle. The next 15-minute candle, it took off, okay? And in that one candle that we all are looking at, in this one huge bullish candle, right, it surpassed the R1 levels. I'm going to point out a couple of the things. It started at the pivot, right, past R1, past R2, broke R3, these are resistance levels, okay, in your pivots if you haven't, been using pivots this far in your trading journey, okay? It's a little bit about how pivot works. And I teach more about that in my course, okay? So broke R3, right? All in one candle. So at this point, usually when it gets to R3, I'm anticipating to have a reversal, right? For it have a reversal. Now, this had so much momentum, so much power, so much strength, so much volatility. It even went to R4 and R5. I know pretty much without a shadow of a doubt, if we are at R5, S5, right, resistance 5 or support 5. So if you guys are wondering, right, if this was a sell, it would work the exact same way, right? It would start at pivots, break S1, S2, S3, and so forth, okay? If it gets way down here, it is like without a shadow of a doubt going to reverse, okay? And I'm just going to just show you guys why I feel so strongly in that. And not just that confidence really just comes from what I understand about pivots and what I teach people in my course. And I use pivots heavily in my trading. Okay, so let's just look at the next candle. Okay, so it's at R5, right? It's actually above it, and then it starts to have this, small wick, but all the details matter. Starts to wick off at this area, which is a 450 level. Okay, next candle. Let's see what else we got. Okay, another wick, a doji candle specifically. All right, at this point, I'm like, any day now, any day now. Let's hop in and let's go ahead and ride this wave, because it's going to come down. It's not going to stay up and just keep going up forever, right? Also, as this is happening, I want to point this out as well. As this is happening, I see, and I'm going to make my whole screen the Hakanashi RSI. I see that even the Hakanashi RSI is so far up, right? At this point, I know it has to start to, trickle its way back down and start a new trend. All right, so I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the momentum die out on the Hakanashi RSI, seeing wick, I'm seeing doji candles, entry. Okay, if you're wondering, at this point, that is a valid entry. I don't believe that was an entry that I took, but let's just keep going. Okay, more dojis, starting to see it actually start to curve, but this is doji after doji after doji. 15-minute candle after 15-minute candle, giving you so many opportunities to hop in, all right? Now we start to see that, okay, so let's just go back one candle, right? Between these two candles here, we have our bearish engulfing candle, right? This was entry. This was entry for me. And what I have marked up here with the risk to reward, you guys can see, like, even if you didn't get this entryway up here, where you could have even entered here and still had like extremely great profits. So that was my confirmation. When I saw the engulfing, bearish engulfing specifically, it's go time, right? Next candle, tanked, right? Let's keep going further and further in profit. Even if you entered here. Now, the reason why I drew this up as well is because you could have taken your entry off of the 50 or the 61.8 on your fib, right? That would have been an extremely valid entry as well. I want to bring your attention again, right, back down here, okay, to the Hakanashi RSI. This is when we start to see the actual momentum, so the downside starts to form and accumulate, all right? Super important. Again, confirmation after confirmation to go ahead and short this position. Keep going, deeper and deeper in profit. If you wanted to wait for a pullback and you saw that it was falling, but you're like, you were confident that you were going to see some pullback, in its first initial move, there was no pullback, truly, unless you go to an even smaller time frame, which I don't really play around on the 5-figure one, because I'm not scalping per se, right? So if you wanted to wait for, it to show some pullback, you could have taken another fib entry there when you start to see that bullish candle. Sorry, guys. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Let's just keep going. So, my recording. Hey. All right. So, again, pullback, right? Pullback. This is, like I mentioned before, if you wanted to wait, take it off that 50 and that 61.8, you definitely can do that as well. That is actually where I hopped in for a second entry, and that was my best, one of my best entries as well, too, that I've taken, like, I would say in a while, like this week, for sure. All right, so we're going to keep going. Another bearish engulfing, you guys, and then just further in profit. Now, at this point, to give you a sense of what I was targeting as a TP, I wanted to see it come down to about, I wanted to see it come down to, one second. Sorry, y'all, I had to evict Cairo. So, what was I saying? Oh, so at this point, I was looking to target from pretty much my entry, right? And so, like, say this is your entry, right? Literally looking to target. I wasn't trying to target pivots. I knew and felt very confident, like, it was going to go all the way back down here to the pivot level, or even call it, R1. And eventually, if I'm not mistaken, this trade did, but I just wanted to target R2, like to take it from R5 to R5 to R4, R3. And if it got to R2, like that's all I really wanted. I didn't have to take it any further. And you guys, this is UJ. So if you know anything about how UJ moves, big profits with a small lot size. So let's just go ahead and keep going and profit and profit. And it was at this point that it hit my take profit. Okay. Now, this was the first trade that I ended up, one of the first trades, because it was this pair and then it was also GJ. The reason why I traded these two together was because they move pretty similarly and they had the same setup last night as well. So let's go ahead, and that's a winning trade. Let's go ahead and look at what happened with GJ. So pretty much, I marked this one up as well, you guys. So you guys can kind of see like where your possible entries could have been. So let's bar replay this. Okay. So same thing as UJ, right? You have all of these wicks that started to form. It's wick after wick after wick. Then you finally see that momentum candle entry, right? You start to also see that same momentum candle right here, right there on our Hakanashi RSI. Okay. Entry, right? Sniper entry, the best entry. Like you caught the entire trend. All right. Now, say that wasn't your move. It's closing under the R5, right? At this point, you know it's going to come back to target P, the pivot level. But let's just, hit level by level, right? One level at a time. So let's say that was your entry, but say it wasn't your entry, right? Let's just go ahead and see how your perfect, right? So right up in here, this is how your Fibonacci would come into play. That would be your entry there off of the 50 or the 61.8, either way it goes. Having your stop loss in place. So say this was your entry here, you'd be taking it literally right off of the 61.8. And at that point, you are in profit from entry. Came back, right? But it's still playing around in that area, giving you another opportunity, or perhaps the next trader another opportunity to hop in if they hadn't already. Profit, all the way down, seeing this trade, just profit the whole time, no scares, no gimmicks, none of that, nothing to fake you out. Literally all the way until it hit profit, take profit. Okay, so another winning trade. This was really fun to watch, and then did fall asleep because this happened during London session. So when I woke up, I was just like, one happy girl. And then let's look at gold as well. Caught of the 2,900 that I made, 700 of it came from gold. And it was only from this move, you guys. It was only from, literally taking it level to level. As you can see, it went so much further than that. So had I targeted more levels, I would have made more on this, but definitely not being greedy. $3,000 in one night is, I don't know, a lot of people's like 2 months rent payment and, things like that. I already have made 1,500 across Monday or across Sunday, market open, and yesterday, Tuesday. So honestly, you guys, like, you can't ask for more. It's a compound game. And, but it just kind of just goes to show like how, if you take this level by level, like you can actually catch like huge trends, the whole trend, that's taking place for that session. Nonetheless, this was coming off of this 550 level. If you guys can see that, right? Started to have some rejection off the 550. That was pretty much when this trade became, on my radar. And then I started to see this candle break above the moving average. That was entry for me. And then it gave us, some pullback. I would even call this a valid pullback to the 50 level. Entry, another opportunity for entry, and just literally taking it. I just like to see it in bar replay personally, you guys. So entry, and just to sort of like play this out in almost real time, just literally shooting all the way up, targeting that pivot level, started to break above it, and that had its pullback, right? Broke above it, had its pullback to the pivot, giving us a trader an opportunity to hop in there as well for prime entry, and giving you several opportunities actually. Took it right to, took some time to hit R1, but it got up there. This is the 15 minutes, so not that long actually. And right there, it's target hit, and then taking it all the way up. to R2. If you set your TP right at R2, you would have barely wicked in. So usually I like set my, my take profit area, or like just below the level that I'm targeting, just so I can ensure that it hits and takes me off the trade if I'm not like watching it, which I'm usually not. But that's it, you guys. Those were the trades that I took. Sorry about Cairo, but it is what it is. This is my real life, my fur baby, and just me taking you guys on this trading journey with me and sharing in this passion of profit with your girl. So with that being said, I will see you this coming Monday in my next upload. And I'm going to continue to trade this week if I see profitable setups. I hope to see you next Thursday in the Discord and on our live Zoom training session. And if you have any questions, you can reach me here or you can reach me here. Either way it goes, I'm your girl and I'll see you next time. Bye.